right, here we are. Matcha down first. Get these headphones on, checking that we can hear ourselves. Khalid, we'll do our usual matcha cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to another episode.
Yes, episode 8. Yes.
Wow, this one's different.
Yes. Okay. Quick little update. The matcha queen, yeah.
There you go, guys.
The matcha queen has officially run out of matcha in her house. So she had to literally order it.
It's nice.
Isn't it?
I enjoyed this one.
I told you, this is the matcha that I use
Converting me.
when I want to pop someone's matcha cherry. Because I know, this is the one.
It's a good blend between the matcha and the milk that you use.
Exactly.
Right? It's
Yes.
a good balance.
But this one is actually called Matcha Blend.
Okay.
And it's actually my favorite non-Adele made matcha in Qatar. Yes.
Okay, so this is pre-made.
This is pre-made from a shop here in the Pearl.
Okay.
It's called Harvest. Everyone knows. Whoever has hung out with me knows. I've taken them to Harvest.
Not me.
not you, but now you're having
Yeah.
the Harvest Matcha Blend.
I actually like it. I'm not going to lie. It was actually nice. I enjoyed that.
By the end of this season, I am going to have him loving matcha and off of coffee. I know she aspires.
We'll see.
Khalid,
Yes.
episode 8.
8.
First of
Wow.
all, we got to shout out everyone who has been showing love. Honestly, like I've been having such amazing feedback from the last episode that we did, which was super long, and I was so concerned that
It was so much fun, though.
it was
so much fun.
It was, and we
I
did
feel like
not.
we had a lot left in the tank. But
A lot.
We just like,
But we didn't want to make it 2
yeah,
hours long.
Exactly. We both looked at the time and were like, oh, okay.
Maybe we'll make like a part 2
Maybe.
coming up, you know?
Guys, relationship advice, part 2.
Part 2. But not today.
No.
Not today. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for liking, sharing, sending the messages. It's been such an amazing, incredible journey for me. And I can't believe we're in episode 8. I would have never imagined. But here we are. And again, if you're wondering where to find my podcasts, you can find them on Spotify and YouTube. And you can follow me, my day-to-day shenanigans, basically, on Life with Adele.
Shout out.
Shout-
Plug. See, I've taught you well.
Yes.
Giving you shout outs and the plugs.
Exactly. So,
What are we talking about today?
oh my goodness. Again, I always go back to my questions on Instagram. When you have
What are the people saying?
what are the people saying? When you have good people in your life, they give you fire content.
That's right.
And actually last time kind of touched on this with my moon talk.
I've got to say, like, in this last week with this new moon thing,
Full moon. Full moon energy, right?
crazy stuff has been happening.
It's been cray.
It's been
But you'll never know why. Anyways, so we basically touched upon it. And actually, a couple of people have asked me about it because I mentioned it a lot in my stories, on my posts. And you mentioned it last time. It's the big M word that I love to throw around.
It's getting thrown around a lot.
A lot.
lately,
It's a kind of like a hype word these days, but it is manifesting. Manifestation. So we're gonna dive in because, like we said, it's being thrown around. I don't think people really get it though.
It's one of those words, right?
Yes.
Everybody uses it, but nobody really knows what
It means. And everyone said, "Oh, I manifested this." I'm like, "Did you?
Duh.
Did you though?"
I got a question for you, Adele. Did you manifest your hair? Because let's just talk about your hair.
Okay.
Let's talk about your hair.
Actually, this was a happy accident.
Okay.
I was just in the hair salon and the hair's been a little whack these days. Okay, so it's like when you're blonde, but you're naturally black, going to blonde is a process.
I can
Okay,
imagine.
yes. 8 hours to 9 hours every time I want to bleach it.
God damn.
It's insane, okay?
All right.
So I was there and basically my roots were growing out and then I had this brassy color, then the blonde, then some more brass because it wasn't lifting properly, whatever. And you know what? I was like, can you just put some toner in it? It wasn't supposed to be this dark. She wanted to tone it to take out all the brass. And then she kind of like takes off the towel
Oh, for the reveal.
for the reveal. And I was like, oh.
It's all right.
But I love it.
I like it.
I'm so happy I'm back to brunette. This is going to be so much more low maintenance in my life because it's been literally every 3 months. Toner, roots, just a lot.
I'm going to sit here and pretend that I know what you're talking about.
Okay. The ladies out
The
there know
ladies know.
exactly what I'm talking about. It takes a lot to look good. It takes a lot. So, yes, she's back to brunette. We're going to test it out this summer, see how I feel while I'm in LA. But I know my parents right now are watching this and like, thank God. They were not liking the blonde. They're just like,
the blonde, though.
they're just like, you want to go that blonde? I'm like, yes. I had a moment. Actually, it was last year, this time, that I went electric blonde, like platinum blonde. And it's kind of ironic that
You kind of did the opposite.
1 year later, here I am, long hair and brunette. So did I manifest this hair? No. It was just a happy little accident and I'm not mad at it.
No, that's good. That's
Yes.
good.
So yeah, back to manifesting.
We digress.
Always.
Yes.
I love that. But let's talk about the word manifest. I think it's a very heavy word. And most people are beginning to mix it up with luck.
Yeah.
I think like when someone says, I manifested this, I think they really are thinking about luck. But luck is also something that takes work. And manifesting takes a lot of work. So I actually found a quote online that I wanted to read right now because it's really interesting because it breaks down manifesting really well. When you want to manifest anything into your life, then do this. Set your intention, commit to your own healing journey and being the best version of yourself that you can be, cultivate an attitude of gratitude, let go of what no longer serves you, raise your vibration, and then trust that the universe will bring to you what you desire. This is not simple.
No, it sounds simple.
It sounds so simple. This is what drives me nuts when people are like, oh, manifesting should be easy. Okay. No. All that I just read out loud takes so much work, requires so much work. And then when you want to manifest something, I truly believe there's a price you need to pay. It comes with a price tag.
Trade-off.
Huge. A huge one. When I'm about to manifest something, I've set my intention and I've spoken it out into the universe. Guess what? I buckle up because the universe is listening and it's about to turn me into Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
Life's about to get crazy, huh?
Life is about to flip itself on its head and it's going to get wild because I'm in my comfort zone here, right? But when I'm asking for something from God or the universe, like a higher power. A higher power. I happen to call it the universe. If I'm asking for something from the universe, if I had it, I wouldn't be asking for it. And what I'm doing obviously isn't giving it to me right now. So what's the universe going to do? It's going to get me uncomfortable. And it's going to be a lot of discomfort to the point where it's going to test you over and over and over again to make sure that you really want it. When you want to manifest something, you're asking for problems, but they're actually opportunities. So there's the mindset that you need to flip about self-growth, self-improvement. Every time I see an obstacle in front of me, this is an opportunity to bring me closer to what I want. Because nothing that I want is going to come easy to me. This is the bottom line. And this could be a goal. Like, it doesn't even have to be, we call it manifesting. But let's be real. It's about setting a goal, having a dream. But dreams stay dreams unless you plan it, unless you put it down on pen and paper. Spoken, when you speak it out loud, that's power. That's magic right there. When you write it down, it's even more magical because now you're putting it down, pen and paper, and you're making it a plan. And it's a nice little quote that I found once. It's like writing down what you want is actually creating magic, and that's why they call it spelling.
Oh, I like that.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Good.
So you write it down, you look at it, and it's not now like, I'm going to sit back.
It requires action.
Universe, do your thing. No. Now,
I'm manifesting this, and then I'm just sitting there doing nothing.
and I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So I want to speak about maybe one example of something I've manifested that was something kind of unreal for me. And like I said in the last podcast, I really believe I've manifested everything in my life, but it's always come with a price tag, a heavy, heavy price tag. And it's always been a question back to me is like, is this worth it? Is this what I want? Because here I am in a room full of doors. Unfortunately, I have to open every single one of them because that's what's required. You need to walk through every single door. Some of these doors open up easy and I'm just walking straight in. But other doors, I am kicking them down. I will break down a door because if it's not meant for me, I want to make sure it's not meant for me. And if it is meant for me, I want to show how badly I want it. This is the thing that people give up on. This is where they fall short on that manifestation or on that reaching that goal. It's like when it starts getting hard, like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want this anymore. This isn't what I signed up for.
I feel like whenever you get to a point where things become very uncomfortable and you feel out of your comfort zone and you start to second guess your decisions and you start to ask yourself, oh, do I really want this? Is this what I'm really asking for? Is this the right thing for me? Doubt, anxiety, everything starts to creep in. I think that's the point where you have to decide and you have to say, this is the universe testing me to see, do I really want to get what I'm asking for, or is this not meant for me?
And that's the moment it's about to click. I truly believe when it's getting super duper duper hard, one more step, it clicks. But who takes that extra step? Very few people. Very, very, very few people. So it starts with talking like it's already yours. I am. There is this affirmation practice that many people are doing these days, and I love it. It's not about I hope and I wish. I'm not about that inshallah culture. I'm just going to put that out there. Like when someone says inshallah to me, I'm like, I
hate it because it's so misused.
And it's not just that. It's not out of my hands.
Yeah.
It's in my hands. I have the power over this. I'm going to make it happen. When I tell someone something like that I want to do, and like, inshallah, I'm like, you have no idea.
You know, it's a broken culture because essentially that word is a promise not only to yourself, but a promise to the man upstairs.
Exactly.
So it's a heavy word.
It is.
And it's very, very misused and underrated. And, you know, I feel like it bothers me that word gets thrown around like it does.
And the way it's being used, the context it's being used.
Because it's reverse, actually. They say it with the intention of not doing it as opposed to, no, this is going to be done.
100%. So I'm not about that. I'm all about, I'm going to get it done. And so the I am statements that I make to myself mean that I'm already there. I believe it. Because if your mentality is like, I don't deserve this, or I'm not worthy of what I'm trying to manifest, it'll never be yours. And how you talk to yourself is what will manifest for you. So if I'm looking for a healthy relationship with someone and I say, every man is a horrible human being, well, guess what you're attracting? You're attracting every man who is a horrible human being. When you say that out loud, everything's listening to you. You're putting that energy out there.
People don't put enough energy into understanding the words that they speak.
They are
powerful.
powerful.
They're powerful, yeah.
You're speaking your reality into existence. And I'm tired of people saying, I will never have this. Yeah, you're never going to have it because that's what you keep on telling yourself. I can never have this. I like the word, I don't have this yet. Add a yet to that. Yeah, you don't have it yet. But are you going to do everything in your power to get it? Yes, you are. Or you should, because that's the only way you're going to get what you want. So I'm going to rewind. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and go back to a time where I first arrived to Qatar. And I'm here, obviously, I'm a teacher. And I was living off of a single income. And quickly I realized that Qatar is a very expensive place to live. And there's no way that I can live like this and support my family like this. So I began to manifest more for myself. I wanted more. I needed to give my family a comfortable lifestyle. And that was the bottom line. So I spoke it. I want more opportunities to make money for my family. And guess what?
What happened?
It was a lot that just happened. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
The way it started was that I walked into an all ladies gym at their grand opening. Mind you, this popped up on my Instagram as an ad. Okay. And I was like, ooh, what's this? It was a brand new all women's gym and they were doing a spin class and I was huge into spinning. I loved it. But I hadn't gotten my certification yet. And I had signed up the next month to get my certification. Right. So that was already in the works. But I saw this, I went to the grand opening, I did the spin class, and then I confidently walked up to the manager and said, I can give you a better spin class than this.
Wow.
With full confidence.
Put it on her, huh?
She looked at me, it's like, whoa, who are you? First of all. But look how confident I was in myself. I had put in the work. I'm not talking confidence out of thin air. I had already put in the work and I knew that I was already going to be a spin instructor the month later. But I knew right then and there that I was going to shoot my shot. And what's the worst thing that they're going to say to me? No. But it's better than never finding out. I will ask, and I'd rather get a no than wonder what would have happened had I asked. So she was like, okay, who are you? I introduced myself. And she's like, you think you can do a better job than this? Next week, we'll do a demo class. And you can do it for our 2 owners. And you can bring whoever you want to this class. I was like, fine.
It's a good opportunity.
It was a very good opportunity. So I grabbed my girlfriends. And Saturday morning, I spun their world. And that was the name of my class, actually. It's called Spin Your World. Nice. And they walked out of that class and they're like, so how fast can you start?
Yeah.
Because I knew I could do it. But I told them straight up, I haven't gotten my certification yet. It's in the works. So look at the steps. I'm already ahead of the game. I already know that I want to become a spin instructor, but I've already signed up for that session, for that class in order for me to get my certification. And they're like, you can continue to practice in our studio because it does take practice to become a spin instructor. And then when you get certified, we'll officially hire you. And I was like, there you go. So this happened. 2 months later, I was at the biggest spin event in Qatar, in Qatar. And I was there just as one of the members who were spinning, and there were 4 instructors on stage. I looked over to the manager that had hired me in that spin studio, and she was there with me, and I was like, next year, I'm going to be up on that stage. She's like, girl, like, who do you think you are? These people have been spinning for years. They have connections in Doha. You just arrived, literally, I had just arrived 3 months ago to Doha. But I was like, no. I'm going to be up on that stage. And to this day, she'll tell you this story because her mind was blown. And she was like, okay, Adele, whatever. So the girl who actually organized it, one day, accidentally ended up in my spin class.
Wow, accidentally.
Like, now she had been talking to this spin studio for a while and they wanted her to be a spin instructor, but she was too busy. So she was like, I'll come and do a class. And it just so happened it was mine.
There you go.
She did my class. She loved it. She's like, I am planning on doing a lot more spin events. I want to keep you in mind. I was like, okay. Spinning in the studio. And then I get a phone call one day randomly from the intercom. And they're like, Carla, who is the girl who was the spin instructor that organized all the other spin events, gave us your name because we're looking for a spin instructor and she's too busy to do it. I was the first name she gave.
Wow.
Okay. And then I got it. I got that opportunity. Now, however, I'm spinning in 2 places with my full-time job, with my work. This is where I want to start talking about, like, oh, you want more? I'm going to give you more. The universe is about to give you more, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to tell people that this is okay. I don't want people to be like, burn yourself out and kill yourself. But I wanted something. So I'd never felt burnt out. I felt like I was living my purpose. I was happy. I never ever complained about how much work I had to do because it didn't feel like work. I asked for this at the end of the day, correct? So why am I complaining when I get what I asked for?
Now there's an abundance of it, right?
Now there's an abundance of it, and I'm looking at it in an abundance mindset. Because if I was looking at it in a different mindset, in a not so positive mindset, I'd have been like, forget this. It's not even worth it. I have no time for anything else. I don't want this anymore. But this is what I wanted.
Yeah, that's what you asked
This
for.
is what I asked for. But here's the price, my time. And like I mentioned before, I have a family. And I had to have a trade-off. I'm going to give them more. And these are the cards that I've been dealt. And I had to make a choice between, it was a very difficult choice to make, between my time with my family and my time chasing after what I needed at this time in my life in order for us to survive and thrive. And I will tell you very honestly, and I've never spoken about this out loud, but there were days where I'm in an Uber crying, leaving my house because all I can hear is the sound of my youngest daughter saying, "Mommy, please don't go." Nothing like that voice still to this day echoes in my mind all the time. And I can give them as many hugs as I want and tell them, Mommy's working really, really hard for you. And at the end of the day, they will get it eventually.
Of course, with time.
With time, but it's not now. And at the same time, there's no choice. Life has dealt me these cards, correct? So I can't be woe is me and then throw a pity party for myself. This is what I asked for. This is what I need. And this is what I'm getting. And it's a beautiful trade-off, but it's also a heavy one.
Of course.
It's something where it's like you feel so fulfilled, and then there's something in your life that you feel is lacking. And this is what the trade-off is in anything. You don't even have to be a mother or a father or have any, there will always be a sacrifice of time. You will be taken away from something, from someone in order for you to pursue what you want to pursue. And maybe it's because I'm a woman that this becomes a little more difficult, because what drove me mad or nuts during this time in my life, where I was thriving in all aspects of my life, except my home aspect, which, mind you, just to let people out there know, when I am with my family, it's 100% about them. So it's quality over quantity. I could be there all day on my phone scrolling or paying no attention or not being present. But when I am there, I am present. Not that I feel like I have to like put this out there because I am a woman and I'm a mom.
Yeah.
Had I been a guy, I'm going to flip this a little bit because this is what really bothered me. Had I been a man pursuing this and trying to provide for my family and doing all of these, no one would have blinked or asked, oh, what about your kids? No, you're doing your duty. This is how you take care of your children, right? But because I was the woman and a mother doing all of this, people would ask me, oh, so where are your kids? That question was like, oh my goodness. Like it was, I'm always taken aback by this question because if I was a man, you wouldn't even think about asking me that. And if I was a man who only saw their kids at a certain amount of time a week, you'd be like, good for you. You're providing for your family. You're doing so well. But because I'm a woman and I'm a mother, I need to constantly almost justify myself to people. And this is insane to me because I don't have to do that. No. I shouldn't have to do that. And this is what kind of almost made me go back to what I wanted and rethink. It put doubts in my mind.
Yeah, well, it's down to people's judgment, right? And people are very judgmental when it comes to
very
things.
much so.
So they know nothing about your situation.
Nothing.
They know nothing about your circumstances.
And
but
the fact that I have to
cast it upon you.
But then the fact that I have to explain myself over and over again, it just gets exhausting. And at the end of the day, I'm just like, is this even worth it? I'm here manifesting, doing my best, doing what I need to do, providing. And all you're concerned about is why I'm not being more active in another role that I need to play in my life. Fair enough. You know what?
As if you haven't thought about it.
As if it doesn't eat me alive every day. There's something called mom guilt. And this will be for a woman who's working and a stay-at-home mom. Both women have this guilt in them where we never feel like we're doing enough. So imagine yourself, you already know that you're not spending enough time, and by standards of some social standards that are out there, maybe not your own, but to other people, you're not doing enough, you're not being there enough, nothing's enough. And then someone's telling you it's not enough. Let's just talk about giving people grace and kindness, because you never know what's going on in someone's life. Women out there, if you're at home with your kids, good on you. If you're out providing for your family, good on you. I don't think anyone should ever have to shame another mother for the way she does things. And this is something that haunts me every day. I go to sleep and I'm always, could I have done more for myself and for my girls, for my family? Could I have done more? Could I have done more? Could I have done more? Because it's never going to feel like it's enough. Yeah. Okay? So let's just leave that there and just practice a little more kindness with people, because you never know what anyone's going through, and everyone's going through something. And no one has it worse than anyone else. We're all dealing through our own muck and stuff that you know nothing about, because we're not going to put that out there. That's not what I want to talk to people about. I want to be around positive people, cultivating positive energy. And when I have to go through on my own, I'll go through that. But that's not your business.
Yeah, nobody likes unsolicited advice.
Exactly, but it's always given.
Especially from the people who know nothing about what you're going through.
I'm like, and you know what? And everyone's like, aren't you tired? I'm like, what a luxury it would be for me to say that out loud.
Yeah.
I don't have that luxury. The day I sit down and say, I'm tired, that's the end of my rope. You just got to keep going sometimes. So yeah, I asked for something. I asked for something from the universe, and it gave me plenty of it. Alhamdulillah. So I have to keep on being grateful, because with an attitude of gratitude, you see everything as a blessing. If I was to look at my life right now from maybe other people's lenses, what a curse it would be to be so busy, to be hustling left, right, and center. But I'm blessed. These opportunities brought me close to people that I would probably have never met in my life. Yeah. People who have enriched my life. People who have actually helped me manifest other things in my life. And it's from being out there, from having the attitude of gratitude. I journal what I'm grateful for every day. And every month, at the end of every month, grateful for another busy month, because this is what I asked for. And if I don't feel grateful for it, what the universe gives, it can also take.
Of course.
Easily. If you're taking it for granted, or if you're not taking care of what's been given to you, you're going to lose it.
There's somebody else out there
who wants it. If I was giving 10% at every other job that I'm doing, I wouldn't be at these jobs. I know that. So when I walk in, I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm about to give 100%, because this was something I asked for.
Yep.
So I better be showing up. And yeah, there are some days that are harder than others. I don't want to show up sometimes. But I look at myself and I'm like, you signed up for this. And you need to take ownership of that. And then you can go sleep at 8:30 p.m. at night. But you wanted this. So let's get it done. What you're trading off for this is huge. So make it count. Make it worth it. Make it worth your time. And then, so after that, all that spin stuff that happened to me, I get a message from Carla a couple months ago. It was actually in March. And she was like, we're going to do the Big Spin event again. And I want you on stage with me.
There you go.
But it was years. It was a year and a half of work. Yep. It was a year and a half of proving myself over and over and over again to the people that I needed to prove myself to, showing up as my best self, putting my 100% into every spin class that I did, making sure that the tracks were fire, that my energy was fire, that people kept on wanting to come back for more. And guess what? She heard about it. She witnessed it. She liked it. And then a year and a half later, she calls me up and she's like, I want you on that stage with me for one of the biggest events for Techno Gym. That was huge. That was a moment. And this might not sound like the huge moment for other people, but this was my huge moment. So whatever you're
It
manifesting,
has significance in your life.
it does.
Yeah.
Because all of these hours, when I looked back, were worth it.
Yeah.
The things I had to sacrifice, they were worth it. And I walked up on that stage and I had a minute where I had to cry a little because that moment when you manifest it,
Just overwhelming.
it's
with
overwhelming.
emotions.
It's
Yeah.
overwhelming when you live the moment that you manifested.
You're
It's
like, I dreamt about this and now
huge.
it's happening.
It's huge. It gives you this moment of empowerment where you're like, I brought this into fruition.
Yeah.
With my own hard work, with my own grit. I didn't give up. When I wanted to, I didn't. And I had to pay the toll. And I did. But look what happened at the end of it.
Definitely.
You know? So when people speak about manifestation, I never want them to think that this is just a happy accident. Luck is you preparing.
You know what they say? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And that's exactly what you did.
You're preparing everything, and then opportunity is going to come.
But are you ready?
But are you ready for that opportunity? Are you ready? Have you been putting in that work, that inside work? Are you aligned with what your purpose is in life? Because some people are always like, oh, I'm not going anywhere in life. Let's take a look at your environment first. And your environment plays a huge role. I'm sorry. Who you're spending your time with, huge. Because these people will, if they're the right people, will speak your name in a room full of opportunity. If they're the right people, right?
Definitely.
Which is something that the people in my life have done for me over and over again, and I would happily do for any one of them. The second one is, where are you spending your time? Because if you want more, you should be out there trying to get more. So if you're sitting on your couch telling me, scrolling through your phone, telling me
Just
you
wasting
want
time.
more, I question that
Yeah.
because I'm like, then what are you doing to get more? Also, scrolling through your phone, what content is popping up on your page?
What are you consuming?
Because everyone's explore page is different and it depends on what you're liking, what content you are interacting with, and some of that content will elevate you. I know social media is always talked about in a negative connotation, but your social media can help you manifest what you
100%.
want. When you are reading something, you're affirming it in your mind. So what you're consuming, you're becoming. It's what you're putting into your brain, and this is what your reality is beginning to be. So because whatever you consume eventually regurgitates itself into your reality. So what are you consuming? Not just on the daily. And this is what people often neglect about the manifesting part. Okay, you ask for what you want and now you think it's all just going to fall into your lap. No. You need to be aligned. Everything in your life needs to feel like, this is who I am. I'm living my authentic self, because once you want something, it's going to align with your authenticity, with your purpose. So that is where the magic begins to unfold. And again, the magic comes in a lot of sometimes things that look like problems, that look like stress, that look like more stress in your life. But you need to see this as like, I asked for this stress.
Yeah.
This is a good stress to have. There's good stress to have because this is the stress that's bringing me forward, that's pushing me forward. The stress that's keeping you back are out of the petty things in your life that you're giving too much attention to instead of focusing on what you're supposed to be doing. So language and the words that you use are huge. What you write down every day to yourself is huge. What you're consuming every day is huge. And when you want something, ask yourself, is this worth it? And if it is, you will be willing to sacrifice everything to get it because you deserve it at the end of the day.
Definitely. I think that the important factor is to always believe, completely believe in everything that you want to achieve, no matter how crazy it may seem. If you do have that belief, that is going to power and drive
100%.
everything else that you're doing. And there might be days that you're going to be feeling like, oh man, just another day in the gym, or just another, whatever it is that you're pursuing, and you just feel like, am I even getting anywhere right now? But you have to bring that belief back and say,
Exactly.
no, this one extra workout or this one extra phone call or whatever it is that you're doing is profitable to me, but I'm just not reaping the benefits now.
Yet.
Yeah.
The
yet.
power of yet. And then when people tell me, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, but the word but
The objections.
negates everything that you said before the word but. So when you're out here talking about what you want, and then you add a but to it, that's it. The universe has heard you, and it's like, that's a but. Not ready. But what word do I switch it with? And. So I don't have this yet. And what I'm going to do to get it is this, 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 and this. It's not, I don't have what I want yet, but I don't know what to do. It doesn't look like you actually know what you want at this point.
Or you don't sound convincing enough to yourself that you actually want it, as bad as you say you want it.
Exactly. And you're walking into rooms every day with people who are looking at you, who are evaluating you and are saying, are they worth it? Because you never know who's sitting in a room. You never know who you're going to stumble across. And are you putting forth your best self? Yes, there are days. I know this. We cannot sit here and pretend that there aren't days where you just can't show up. Fine. But the majority of the days, you better be showing up, because you never know who's in this room listening to you, wondering about you, and be like, okay, maybe this person can do this, this, and this, and it could be the opportunity you've been waiting for. And this is what I really want. When they said show up as your best self every day, it's so important. Sometimes you have to pull yourself up and be like, you know what? I'm not feeling 100, but I better pretend like I'm feeling 100 today.
Yeah. Play that character.
Play the role that you want to become.
You want to be that person, play that person.
When people
and
ask
eventually
me,
it will come true.
Yes, because when people ask me, how are you feeling? How are you, Adele? I could easily be like, well, I don't feel good. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Can you imagine if I were to actually tell people how I'm feeling?
Yeah.
You know what I usually say? I'm thriving.
Yeah.
Because even though it may be not true, I'm saying it out loud, and now I've heard myself say
You've made yourself believe.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm good.
I am good. And then I started thinking about it. Like, I am thriving. I am pretty much thriving. And then it just sends that signal out there. You're sending signals to the universe all the time. It's like, oh, she's thriving. Let's make her thrive. Instead of me saying, I'm surviving. I'm hanging. I can't do this anymore. Oh my God. My life is spiraling. Yeah, then the universe is like, all right, noted. Let's just let her spiral out of control some more. No. When people are like, how are you feeling, Adele? The word I say, thriving. That's it. That's my reply.
Prompt yourself to actually believe that, yeah, I am good. I'm thriving. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I'm going to do whatever has to be done.
And it actually helps me deload.
Yeah.
When I say that out loud, it's like I've taken off the backpack. I'm like, ooh, all right. This isn't so heavy anymore. Attitude of gratitude, attitude of abundance, attitude of looking at everything as a blessing. Easier said than done. I always say this. It's so easy to preach it, but I'm also practicing it on the daily. And it's one of those things that you have to be intentional about.
100%.
All about intention. Choosing your words is powerful. Not a lot of people choose their words, and they throw things out there mindlessly. And then they wonder why things just aren't happening, or things are just, because first you're probably constantly complaining.
I was just about to say that.
Always complaining.
Yeah.
Always.
People don't realize what complaining actually does to yourself. It actually
Makes
it bothers
you believe.
you. Yeah, it bothers you, and it affects you more than it does speaking it out loud to somebody else.
100%. And it's like, listen, if you woke up early and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, all day you're gonna be convinced that you're tired. But if you woke up early, I'm like, I have the opportunity to start my day earlier today.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're not tired.
It doesn't mean, this does not negate the fact that 5 a.m. sucks every morning, okay?
Exactly.
But I'm seeing it from an abundance mindset now. And it's basically, yes, I'm awake. Let's get this day started. Because now you're tricking your mind. It's like, oh, she's okay. She's okay. Let's give her some good vibes, positive energy. Your energy picks up. But if you're like, I don't even want to be here right now. Yeah, you're not going to want to be here. And everything around you is not going to it's going to resonate with that vibration that you're putting out there. You don't want to be there. The people around you don't want to be there either, because they can feel that energy off of you. The energy that you're generating every day, you might think no one notices it, but it touches people.
Definitely.
And that is the energy that either vibrates the things that you want closer to you or repels them. It just is like, she's not in that place where we can give her more, because she's not even happy with what she has.
Let me tell you a funny story.
Oh, I love this. Story time with Khaled. Let's do it.
So every morning when I walk to work, because I don't live so far from work, and when I'm starting, especially when I've got those early 5 a.m. starts, and I'm rolling out of bed and I'm going to work, I walk to work and we have our security guards downstairs, right? So as I'm walking to work, it's probably like a 5-minute walk. It's 4:40 in the morning. I'm still half asleep probably.
He's sleepwalking to work.
I'm sleepwalking to work.
Let's be honest.
trying to pick myself together. And then I get to the gate, right? And we have the security guys at the gate that control like the valet parking and this just general security. And I intentionally prompt myself to put a big smile on my face and say, "Good morning, boss," "Good morning, boss." And they always smile back at me. And at that point, I say to myself, this is your day. You're going to start, be happy, come with good energy, because no matter what you're feeling right now, just force. And I actually physically force myself to smile at that point. Like I literally force myself to smile. But going back to what you said about intention, had I not made the intention at that point and not prompted myself and forced myself to smile and say, you know what, be happy, be grateful, and go into this day with all the energy that you can, 100%. Because these guys are smiling back at you, and maybe I made his day, but he makes my day every day. You know what I mean? Because they're always smiling, I'm always like, "Good morning, boss," and it's just that small thing that prompts me to be able to walk in there at 4:40 in the morning and be like, you know what, I got this.
Yes.
I got this.
And that smile, and you know what, when people who maybe are having a worse time than you, and you will never know this, smile, it's a ripple effect, because now all of a sudden you got everyone else around you smiling. You got yourself smiling. You got yourself convinced that you're happy. And you know what? There's this saying that everyone always says, fake it till you make it. I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to. Yeah. And I'm not talking about being fake. That's a completely different thing. I don't want people to be like, oh, now they're out here preaching about being fake. No. Don't get this twisted. But you need to sometimes trick your mind into believing you're okay. Everything's okay. And you know what? It could be much worse.
Yeah.
And even if it was much worse, we could find reasons to continue to smile, to continue to thrive, because we have that mindset. When you practice that mindset, that abundance mindset, abundance begins to come to you in many different ways. I'm not talking just monetary. Some people always are like, abundance equals money. No. Abundance means an abundance of opportunity, an abundance of time, of quality time. Maybe not quantity of time, but quality of time. Because when I look at my time with my girls through an abundance lens, I'm just like, I filled my cup. I say this every time. Every time anyone's saying, so what are your plans during the weekend? I'm always like, I'm going to spend some time with my girls and I'm going to fill my cup. Because whether it's 1 hour or 10 hours, they're going to fill my cup. And that's what I need. Like, this is the abundance mindset that I have. Is like, I'm going to take what I can. I'm going to make the most out of it. And this is going to fill my cup. And it's not going to be half full. It will always be full to the brim. And it's not related to how much time. It's the quality. It's the abundance of time that I get with them. Does not mean it's quantity. It means it's quality. Everything is about quality control. You can be, working 10 jobs and giving 5% in every single one of them, or you can be giving your 100%, and your 100% will look different on every day. But walking out
Still
of,
better
but
than
it's still
putting in
better
5%.
than putting 5% in, because when you put 5% in, you're gonna get 5% out, and no one wants 5% in their life. So manifesting is like a very heavy topic. I think people have made it very light and airy and very fairy tale and magic
I'm
land
manifesting this.
and unicorns and like rainbows all the time. But it's the furthest thing from that. If you want to talk about manifesting, it's dark.
Yeah.
You need to let go of people in your life sometimes, because they're not helping you get to where you need to be. They're dead weight. They're weighing you down, and you're looking around your environment, going back to the environment, and being like, this is taking me nowhere real quick. And some people say, you know what, if you're among 10 people who have no ambition, you're the 11th one. Because if you're surrounding yourself with these people, you're going to become like them. So unfortunately, you sometimes got to cut these cords. And these are people sometimes who are blood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like that saying, blood is thicker than water. Sometimes your environment can be toxic.
Definitely.
And you need to make a decision. And it's a hard one, because no one wants to ever think about, my family always wants the best for me. That's what we were raised and taught. But then when you look around you and you just feel like, I'm in the wrong environment, you gotta get yourself out of there.
Yeah.
And it's as difficult as this is to talk about, sometimes it's your family that you need to cut your ties from.
You know, the bigger the opportunity, the bigger the trade-off.
I know.
And it's easy to be said, but at the same time, when you're in there, and then you start to uncover the reality of what you have to actually trade off to get what you want, it's not for everybody.
No, it isn't. And successful people will tell you,
They live with the regrets.
they live with so many. Some successful people have even said, I wish no one what I went through. Because people see the glam. They see the successful part.
The accolades.
They don't know the story, the grind, the sacrifices, the people that they had to trade off for. I'm sorry, when you look at a CEO of a company, he's not spending holidays with his family.
No.
He's not spending weekends with his family. There's a trade-off.
Sometimes they don't even have families.
And sometimes they can't have a family because they just don't have the time to build one. Now, that's also based on goals, because what I don't want people to think, because this is what society constantly drills into our heads, is the level of your success is if you can have a family. And I'm kind of like, yes, it's beautiful to have, correct? But if you want more than that, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not, it doesn't have to be one or the other. And sometimes it is one or the other. But if you're happy and aligned with everything that you want, you feel like you're living your purpose, great. But also know that it comes with that heavy trade-off, that heavy, I can't have everything. I can't.
You can't have the best of both worlds.
Yes, unfortunately. And I'm not trying to compare myself to a CEO of a big company.
Of course, it's very subjective.
It's very subjective, but sacrifices are there for everyone. If you have a dream and a goal, you're gonna be
prepared
sacrificed.
to sacrifice.
A lot. And are you willing to do it? That's the question I'm gonna leave everyone with, because again, we've gone over time.
Yeah, that's cool.
But that's okay. But yeah, are you ready for that? You want to manifest? Are you ready to manifest? Are you ready to turn into Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz and no longer be in Kansas anymore and have your entire life flipped on its head? So a few takeaways that I want people to take away from this. Just be kind to yourself and to others. Give yourself grace, because you are going through a lot and everyone around you is going through a lot. And stay in your lane sometimes, because we don't need unsolicited advice. So life's already hard enough, guys.
Yeah.
Life's already hard enough. And if you want to manifest something, do it. Do it. I want you to feel like you have permission to dream wildly.
And control.
And you're in control. Whether you're, someone who's young and not knowing where to begin, or if you're a mother and a wife and you feel like, I'm done. No, you're not. If there's something that's haunting you and it's a dream that keeps on, the universe would never put a dream in you that it didn't give, that have the full intention of making it come true. So don't think you're too young, or it's too late. People are having businesses and manifesting their dreams at 50, 60, 70 years old. It's never too late. So this time is an illusion. You want something? Go do it. Go manifest. Go manifest that shit. And I'm going to finish this matcha here with Khaled.
Yes.
Tune in next week for Spill the Matcha with me. Bye.